Hey, Assalamualaikum and good morning. Selamat sejahtera. So, how are you today? Saya harap dah about 90% ready for physics paper tomorrow. Okay. Okay, siapa yang bersama saya? Can you just maybe type in chat, say hello or hi or Assalamualaikum. Kita tunggu lagi 1 minute. Okay. Dong DJ, hi. Hi, Doyok Dok. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to waste time, so we can start. Yang lambat nanti you boleh tengok semula. Okay, today when we talk about a predicted question that come out in SPM, ramalan. Okay, ramalan dan pecutan akhir, especially for paper 2, please take note. This is not 100% will come out in SPM. Don't be so confident that all the question that discussed today will come out. It's just predicted question based on the popularity of the question. Okay, so what you do, you just get ready with all the concept, okay, the exercise, okay. If you understand everything, no worries. Okay, so please take note, this is only predicted question, soalan ramalan sahaja. Okay, sebab ini adalah soalan yang dikumpulkan oleh guru-guru berdasarkan popularity. Okay, so means from the trial exam from other states, then we have this set of questions. Okay, okay. Before that, let's look at the analysis for the trial exam. Okay, what we can see from here. If you have question, then you can write in chat. Okay, you are worried for the essay part, especially number 9, number 10, number 11. Okay, biasa soalan ni lah yang paling takut sekali kan, essay part. Okay, so overall we can see for the structured question, I think about all topics will come out. So you can see the popularity, I will write down later. So you look at for the section B, number 9, question number 9. This is the essay part. Okay, we can see from the analysis, I think quite many of the states target the topic is topik. Okay, ada banyak negeri yang hit question. Okay, soalan tajuk hit. Okay, you can see hampir 80%, but still does not give you guarantee this one will come out. Okay, but maybe it will come out. Okay, and then we look at for number 10. Number 10, okay, we can see from here. Okay, ini chapter 3, force and pressure, heating element, okay, transistor, electricity. Nanti saya akan buat list nanti. Okay, heating element lagi. Okay, electrical energy. Okay, induction. Okay, antara topik yang popular juga. Okay, the number 11. Okay, some state induction. Boleh nampak topik dia. Okay. Then kita ada second topic. Okay, topik light. Okay, fraction. Okay. Okay. Nanti kita lihat topik light tu ada antara popular question juga that will come up. Okay. Okay, so popular topic, saya just write down roughly the popular topic for trial exam. I hope you can see clearly. Okay, you can change the view to higher quality. Higher quality. Okay, kalau tak nampak. Okay, popular topic for paper 1, make sure you know how to use the formula, especially new topic, gravitation, quantum physics. Okay, so mostly calculation will come out in topic of forces and motion, form 4 and form 5, 1 and 2, force and pressure. So especially this one calculation problem. For paper 1, make sure you understand how to use the formula. So always check the list of formula before you start answer the question, paper 1. Okay, you kena tahu apa formula yang dikeluarkan. Okay. And then paper 2, okay, popular question, motion graph. Okay, ST or VT graph. So you must be able to state type of motion, calculation based on the graph. And then the second one, force and motion, resultant force. Okay, banyaklah contoh soalan berkaitan resultant force, forces in equilibrium, gravitation, calculation, satellite case. Okay, the orbital speed, linear speed. Okay, force and pressure, ini yang popular topik, the principle lah, Pascal, Archimedes, Bernoullis. Okay, electronics, diode, transistor. Okay, you must understand the process of rectification, transistor, NPN, PNP. Okay, reverse bias, forward bias. Topic light, periscope or telescope, ini yang banyak dikeluarkan, banyak state yang dikeluarkan. Refraction, okay. And then wave phenomenon, interference, banyak juga keluarkan soalan interference. Interference of light, interference of water, interference of sound. Okay. Electromagnetism, dynamo atau kita ada AC and DC. And then nuclear physics pun ada soalan berkaitan nuclear reactor, the fission, the nuclear fission process. Okay. Calculation of nuclear energy also very important. Okay. Okay. Lagi satu ialah quantum physics. Topik baru kita rasa mungkin akan dikeluarkan sama ada dalam paper 1, paper 2. Okay, mesti ada. Okay, And then for essay part, overall what we can see, hit either the topic of thermal equilibrium atau heating curve. Kalau topik hit, apa dia punya soalan yang 10 marks tu, okay, dalam trial exam, dia adalah food storage box, okay, to keep the food warm, for example. Itu adalah one example for topic heat. Okay, force and pressure, ini berkaitan dengan law, also can come out. Electricity, parallel and series circuit. Quantum physics, dia akan kalau ada ialah berkaitan dengan modification for the solar cell, the photoelectric effect. Okay, ini antara yang boleh kita senaraikan. So hanyalah sekadar sharing saja. So don't take it seriously that this one 100% will come out. Sebab hanyalah popular question ataupun predicted sahaja. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the question. I want to discuss on paper 2. I hope you already. Okay, first of all, for paper 2, always go through formula list. Okay, so you check formula list. Okay, apa formula yang diberikan. Sometimes some student get panic and then forget to go and check the list of formula. Okay, actually the formula can help you to answer sometimes a knowledge question. Soalan knowledge pun boleh digunakan formula untuk jawab. Okay. Okay, nampak formula. So ini tak constant. This list not constant. It depends pada soalan yang dikeluarkan. Okay. So the list might change. Okay, bukan bermaksud dia mesti macam ni lah. And then value of G 9.81. Okay, don't use 10 ikut list. Okay, ikut list formula tu. Okay, sebab some student they still use maybe old book ataupun reference book yang not updated, still using G equals to 10. Okay, so use G equals to 9.81 meter second negative. Okay. Okay, is it clear your screen? Clear tak screen you all? Look, is it clear? Boleh nampak tak? Okay, thank you, Eliza. Because some my handphone not clear. I don't know why. Maybe line problem. Okay, so section A. Okay, the first question. Thank you, Puan Anish. Okay, question 1 is about VT graph, motion graph. Ini topik motion graph. Okay, diagram shows velocity against time graph of a toy car movement. Okay, so you must understand for VT graph what you can get from this graph. Okay, VT graph you can get what? Gradient equals to acceleration, area under the graph equals. So ini kena faham because based on this information, you can describe type of motion. Okay, faham maksud type of motion? Type of motion means you state either the object is moving with uniform velocity, acceleration, okay, deceleration. So we call it type of motion. Okay, look at A. What is meant by velocity? Okay, so velocity formula you know already is displacement divided by time. but don't write formula symbol, kena define symbol. Okay, so actually we can write in this sentence, rate of change rate of change of displacement. Yeah, ini memang cantik lah dia punya definition. Velocity, you use formula also can. Displacement. Okay, so ini maksudnya tulis penuh, jangan 1 mark. Okay, based on diagram 1, tick the correct answer in the box provided. Okay, so this is a quite new method to test you on definition. Okay, so tick the correct answer, you just tick 1 box. Tick 1 box saja. Okay, so we look at PQ. Okay, if you want to describe motion, this is VT graph. So from 0 to 4 seconds, OP, OP, you can see we have a straight line. Okay, passes through the origin here. So the gradient of the graph, we get 1 value only. So means uniform acceleration. So means OP, object accelerates. PQ, you can see the value of velocity equals to 2 meter per second. Same value from P to Q. So we call it uniform velocity. So uniform velocity acceleration equals to 0. Okay. So you just tick 1. Okay. Answer ialah the toy car move with constant velocity at PQ. Okay. Tick 1 box. Okay. 1 mark. Okay. Part 2. Calculate the distance traveled by toy car. Okay, I have mentioned earlier, distance travel can be determined from the graph, VT graph, as area under the graph. Okay, so distance travel means for the whole motion. Okay, daripada O sampai Q. So you calculate area under this graph. Okay, it's a shape of trapeze ataupun trapezium. Kalau you tak tahu trapezium punya, you can divide it to section and then you total up the area also can. So from here I can have the area equals to half times 8 plus 4 times 2. Okay, so I get this one. So write in the answer space. So distance travel equals to half 8. So you will get the answer equals to 12 meter. The unit must be correct. Wrong unit, wrong answer. Mesti betul unit dia. So 2 marks, calculation, and then answer plus unit. Okay. If you have question, you can just type in chat. I will try to answer at the same time. Okay. Number 2. Okay, sebab saya nak habiskan semua soalan kalau boleh. So I go a bit fast. If you have question, just write in chat. Kalau ada soalan. Okay, number 2. Diagram shows experiment used to demonstrate photoelectric effect, quantum physics topic. Okay. So this is the photo cell, we call it photo cell. So this is detector. This is the metal surface. Okay, you must understand the photoelectric effect. When a metal surface is illuminated with light, okay, disinarkan dengan cahaya. If the frequency is enough, electrons will be emitted from the surface of metal. We call it photoelectron. Okay, and then electron that emitted, if you turn on the switch here, electron will be attracted to anode. Means the whole circuit will be completed, current flow in the circuit, emitter will show reading. So ini adalah konsep untuk photocell. Photocell. Okay, what is the meaning of photoelectric effect? Okay, okay, the emission of electron when the metal surface is illuminated with certain frequency. Okay, metal surface at certain frequency that we call it threshold frequency, electron will be emitted. The emitted electron also known as photoelectron. So ini kena tulis dengan betul lah definition. Okay, B work function of the cathode is 2.8 eV, electron volt. If blue light wavelength 430 nanometer illuminated to the surface of cathode, calculate maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons emitted from the surface of cathode. Given Planck constant, 1 eV equals to 1.6 times 10 to the power of negative 19 joule. So this one you must know how to use a photoelectric effect equation. Okay, saya harap masih ingat lagi ya. Okay. Energy of photon equals to work function plus energy maximum. Work function equals to Planck constant multiply threshold frequency. Energy of photon equals to Planck constant multiply speed of light. Okay, so from here we get K maximum equals to E minus WO. So we get HF minus F minus FO. Okay, ini adalah formula untuk kinetic energy maximum. Okay, so joule, okay, work 8 eV. How to convert? 0.6 times 10 to okay, so you multiply dengan ni ya. 2.8 times 10, 1 times 1.6 negative 90. So, you sudah convert kepada joule. Okay. Okay, now we want to find okay, dari sini ya. Sini. So, you want to find K max. Energy of photon E equals to HF. Okay, but F not given, only given what? Lambda. Hanya bagi lambda sahaja. So, formula yang boleh guna ialah F equals to C over lambda. So, you calculate for energy of photon. So, the Planck constant 6.63 10 to the power of negative 34. Speed of light 3 times 10 power 8. You can check from this. Divide by wavelength. Wavelength you kena convert 9. Okay, so you get the value for energy of photon. So energy of photon you will get equals to 4.63 times to the power of negative 19 joule. Okay, so what you do, work function already in joule, energy of photon in joule. I will wrap off this one because I need some space to write answer. Okay, saya padam ini. Okay, okay. Okay, so we have the formula K max equals to energy of photon minus work function. Okay, so you calculate already 10 to the power of negative 19 minus work function. Okay, work function you get is 4.48, 10 to the power answer 1.5. Okay, times 10 to the power. Okay, negative 20 joule. So ini panggil K maximum. So dua markah agak panjang dia punya step dia. Okay. So make sure you familiar with the formula kalau nak jawab soalan quantum. Okay, next C, if the blue light, okay, vanish. Okay, you want to grade it. Okay, give me 1 minute, I will try to paste. Ganesh, I cannot share that one. Saya minta bantuan saya minta bantuan cikgu. Mungkin saya minta bantuan Cikgu Anish, can you please boleh tak tolong sendkan ke sini file tu kat dalam komen ke kat situ. Okay, if the blue light is replaced with green light, wavelength 520 nanometer, what happens to the reading of emitter? Okay, so wavelength increase. Okay, wavelength increase. So what happens? Okay, relationship between frequency and wavelength inversely proportional. In order for photoelectric effect to occur, it must reach threshold frequency. So if this one is threshold frequency, this is threshold wavelength, inversely proportional. Okay, so wavelength increase means frequency decrease. If the frequency of light becomes smaller than the threshold frequency, what do you think? Can the photoelectric effect occur or not? Okay, okay. Of course cannot. So what happens to the reading of emitter? No photoelectric effect, no electrons travel to anode, means the circuit is not completed. Okay, so reading still 0. So no reading ataupun no reason actually. Okay, okay, kalau saya letak reason sebab ini 2 markah. No reading because energy of photons is the work function. As equals to work function measure. Okay. Okay, next. Diagram 2 shows graph of maximum kinetic energy, Kmax again frequency for calcium. Okay, metal in a photoelectric effect experiment. So graph Kmax against frequency. Okay, formula Kmax equals to HF minus HFO. Okay, so if Kmax equals to 0, so this one will equals to 0, or HF minus FO equals to 0, thus F equals to FO. So this is the X. Okay, so B is threshold frequency. Okay, so you must understand for this graph. And then you can see when the graph extrapolate to this point, so mean at this point frequency equals to 0. Okay, what happened if F here is 0? Kmax equals to negative HFO, which is equals to negative work function. So actually this one equals to 3.421 joule. Threshold frequency 5.16 hertz. Okay, So, Ganesh, I cannot paste it now. Okay, maybe you comment in chat. I will share to you later. Can or not? Okay. Okay. What is the meaning of threshold frequency FO? If not, I cannot make it. I want to try to finish everything today. Wait. Okay, you join this Telegram group and then you can get the answer, the question there. Okay. Okay. So threshold frequency definition: the minimum frequency required. Okay, the minimum frequency required to produce photoelectric effect. The minimum frequency, okay, required mesti capai minimum frequency kita. Oh, okay. We already defined just now. The x-intercept is threshold frequency. Okay. This one is 10 to the power 14. Okay, so you get from the graph FO equals to the power 14. Okay. Calculate gradient of the graph. Okay, gradient. Okay, you can just draw one triangle below the line. This is given 8.32. So the height of the triangle is 2.095. The width of the triangle here is 8.32 minus 5.16. Okay. So you will get the gradient of the graph. Be careful. Look at the level 0.95 times 10 to the power of negative 19. Divide by 8.32 minus 5.16. Okay, so you will get the answer as 6 times 10 to the power negative 34 joule. This actually. Okay, so this one is 1 mark only. Based on your answer, what is quantity represented by gradient? Okay, the formula given in the list. So this is Planck constant. So write down Planck constant. H, So graph ini, apa yang you dapat tadi? Information you dapat dari sini. K max again F. X intercept. Ialah FO. Gradient. Okay. Jadi soalan ni kalau you faham graph ni, boleh jawab. Banyak soalan berkaitan. Okay. Number 3, gravitation topic. Diagram shows satellite mass 750 kilogram, altitude, ketinggian, altitude, from the surface of the earth, given G, okay, gravitational constant, radius of earth, mass of earth also given, okay. Okay, state Newton universal law of gravitation. Okay, gravitational, actually coming from this formula, G m1 m2 over r squared. So this, so gravitational force okay, is directly proportional to product of masses of the two objects and inversely distance centers of quite long, actually directly proportional to product r squared, or the square distance, bicara untuk jawapan yang panjang. Okay, how far is distance of orbital radius? We want to find r. Okay, so given radius of the earth dari sini sampai sini, ini r, radius of the earth. This is height. So the orbital radius is plus height. Okay. Okay. So you akan ini untuk radius of Earth, height 3,500. So you dapat ialah 9870 kilometer. Okay, dia tak mention, so make sure it's correct. Kadang-kadang you careless, you tulis meter, so answer wrong already. Okay. Okay, part 1. Calculate centripetal force acting on the satellite if linear speed of the satellite is given. Okay, formula. Apa formula untuk centripetal force? F mv squared divided by r. Okay, so mass of the satellite 750 kilogram. Gantikan. Orbital speed 63519,870 change to meter. Okay, kilometer 3065.68 meter. Okay, gantian betul, jawapan dan unit betul. Okay, part C. What happens to the value of gravitational acceleration of the satellite move in the lower orbit? Lower orbit means lower orbit R is smaller. So gravitational acceleration formula. Apa formula dia? If you forget, you can just use the formula mg equals to gmn divided by r squared. Gm divided by r squared. Lower orbit means r decrease. If r decrease, g increase. So jawapan dia apa? Give reason. Decrease because is inversely proportional to of orbital. Kalau dia bergerak lebih, become shorter. So gravitational acceleration increases. Sorry saya tulis, nak cakap increase, tulis decrease juga. Kena check jawapan akhir. Nak tulis increase, tapi tulis decrease. Sebenarnya orbital radius yang decrease. Better tulis penuh lah. Gravitational acceleration increase because gravitational acceleration inversely proportional to the square of orbital radius. Jadi please check betul. Answer kena check betul lepas saya jawab. Okay, question number 3. Diagram 3 shows a car and passengers with a mass of 2,400 kg moving down a hill, constant velocity. Velocity given in kilometer per hour. Inclined plane. Okay, kita ada diagram 3. What is the meaning of force? Okay, very simple definition for force. Force is a pull. Jangan bagi definition resultant force. Ini soalan tanya tentang force sahaja. Okay. Part B, level component of force act upon the car. It's just like drawing free body diagram. Macam mana nak tandakan? Okay, kita ada weight. Guna ruler, draw. W equals to mg. Level component force. Maksudnya component parallel to the plane, and then there is component perpendicular. This is 30, means angle here is 30. Okay. Determine frictional force act upon the car in diagram. Okay, there is a friction. Ini tadi kena tanda juga friction. Friction you tanda dekat surface. So ini ialah friction. Okay. So moving down, you need uniform velocity means A equals to 0. So if uniform velocity A0, resultant force equals to 0. Equilibrium, parallel to the plane. Okay, so using the formula Newton's second law, F equals to ma in the direction of motion A. Okay, so net force equals to 0. Net force moving down, so you take down as positive. Okay, ini ambil sebagai positive direction of motion, and then friction negative. Okay, component which is parallel actually is equals to component of x for weight. So equals to mt sine 30. Okay, so we get mt sine 30 minus friction equals to mt sine 30. Okay, substitute mass. Mass ialah 2,400. G 9.81. We get friction equals to 11,000. Okay. Okay, part D, calculate acceleration if friction between the car and the surface is 400. Means reduce the friction. So still using F equals to ME. Resultant force ialah M friction. Mass 2,400 E. So acceleration is no longer 0 lah. Because there is net force. Okay, minus 400. So you cari A lah. A ialah jawapannya ialah 47.38 meter second negative. Okay. Jangan rounding off Kalau boleh paling kurang pun 3 significant figures ataupun UDP lah. Okay, number 4. Diagram shows transistor circuit used as temperature control switch. One of the application for transistor as a switch. So you can see from the diagram here, this is NPN transistor. This is relay switch, aircon. So aircon requires high voltage, of course, 240 volt. That's why we need a relay switch here. Okay, there are potential divider, thermistor, and resistor. Resistor connect to the base circuit. So the voltage across resistor, also known as base voltage. Okay, so you must understand the concept of transistor. Okay, name the type of transistor used. Okay, this is based from the arrow. This is NPN transistor. Okay, NPN transistor. You boleh tulis dalam capital pun boleh. Now, what is the function of relay switch? Normally, relay switch is for safety. Okay, if you look at the most of the electrical device, there's on button. There's always an on button. Or a big machine, there's always on button. Okay, just turn the button on, the machine will work. So actually, that one is one function of relay switch. We use a small circuit with smaller current to switch on the second circuit that requires high current. Okay, itu maksudnya relay switch. So, to switch on the secondary circuit, nak tambah lagi, to switch on the secondary circuit that requires high current, or high voltage. Okay. C transistor is on when base voltage is larger or equals to 4 volt. Calculate potential difference across the thermistor. Minimum resistance of thermistor. Okay, thermistor and the thermistor and the resistor, they are connected in series. That's why we call it potential divider. They are sharing the voltage. Voltage across thermistor and voltage across resistor. So if you total up, ini thermistor, circuit means the total voltage of the circuit. Okay, so how to calculate? Okay, the total voltage here 6 volt. 6 volt. So if the transistor is on when base voltage 4 volt, what is potential the difference across the thermistor? So what you do, you just calculate using this formula. Thermistor equals to total voltage minus this voltage, 2 volt. So when the transistor is on, the base voltage at least 4 volt means the thermistor at least 2 volt. Okay, the voltage. So minimum resistance of the thermistor, apa formula? Okay, tengok sini. Okay, for BB, the base voltage resistor. Base voltage 4 volt, resistance ialah 10 kilo ohm. This one 2 volt, so what is resistance? Okay, for a series connection, potential divider directly proportional to R. Okay, so kita akan gunakan relationship itu. So I will get B1 over atau thermistor R thermistor resistor okay, untuk thermistor tadi you dah calculate ialah 2 volt. You want to find R here. R untuk R ialah 4. Ini 10 kilo ohm. So you calculate for resistance of thermistor equals to 5 kilo ohm. Sebab ini 10 saya tak convert, saya masih dalam kilo ohm, so dapat resistance of thermistor masih lagi 5 kilo ohm. Okay. Okay, Okay, question D, yeah. Diagram 4.2 shows a transistor circuit used to study relationship between IC and IB. Okay, collector current dengan base current. Okay, 4.3 shows graph obtained when both switch S1, S2 are closed. Okay, like ni. This is the graph IC against IB. Calculate the gradient. Okay, gradient. Okay, you can refer to the graph. You can look at this triangle. Triangle ini. So, dia punya height ialah 78. Dia punya width ialah 0.5. Okay. 7A divided by 0.5. Okay, so you will get 156. No unit, no unit because milliampere divide milliampere, no unit. So what is the physical quantity represented by gradient of the graph? So what is this actually? We call it amplification factor. Berapa kali ya IC is larger than IB? Okay, macam magnification lah cakap Ini panggil amplification factor. So gradient of this graph equals to amplification factor. Bermaksud di sini IC ialah 1/5. Itu maksudnya amplification. Okay. Okay, part 3 Based on diagram switch S turn off, what happened to reading of milliampere? S2 turn off. Okay. So sini tak ada. Tak on. So maksudnya base circuit tak ada lah dalam case ni. Okay. No IB flow. Okay. Transistor only on if IB flow. No IB means transistor is off. Tak akan hidup. Okay. So the reading of milliammeter is 0. Ataupun no reading. Okay. No reading because no, or you can say transistor. Okay, transistor tak on. Okay. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan you boleh type dekat chat. Okay, I think this session will take a bit longer time. I will continue to discuss all questions. If you get tired, you can left first. You can come back and watch later because this is in YouTube already. Boleh tengok semula. Okay, diagram 5.1 shows a ship without load sailing at the sea. Okay, ini pasal ship dengan floating. So tentulah you boleh ingat nama orang ni, Ajis. Okay, orang yang popular. Flotation, principle of flotation ataupun buoyant force. Okay, what is the meaning of density? Okay. Okay, kalau biasanya kalau ada soalan dalam list of formula tak akan berilah. Okay, kalau tak soalan bocor. Okay, biasanya tak beri, jadi you kena tahu definition untuk density. Formula mestilah you ingat kan? Okay, formula dia density mass per unit volume. O equals to M over V. So density is mass per unit volume. Okay. Mass, volume, substance. Itu optional lah belakang tu. Saya tulis. Okay, B, compare unloaded. Ini loaded. Okay, let's say I want to start with 5.1. So mass of the ship, this one refers to total mass actually, not only the ship. Actually, if you talk about mass of the ship, should be the same, no? Okay, total mass, huh? The total mass of the ship in smaller than in 5.2. Okay, saya prefer Ini ada risk sikit lah. Okay, let's say this year they don't accept Simon. So you punya jawapan tak accept lah. Itu saja. Okay. Volume of the sea water displaced. Macam mana lihat? Volume of sea water displaced equals to volume of liquid displaced for any object that floats in liquid equals to volume of the submerged part. Okay, bahagian yang terendam. Ini permukaan air ya. Ini warna yang jelas. So ini yang terendam dia. Okay, so volume of liquid sama dengan bahagian ni. Okay, you tengok yang ni. Ini surface. Okay, volume of submerged part. Okay, you can see volume of one is smaller than in 5.2. Okay, volume of sea water displaced one is in 5.2. Force. Okay, so you look at buoyant force formula ialah rho Pg. Okay. Okay, so density same, G same. So buoyant force depends on volume of liquid displaced. So volume of liquid displaced in 5.1 is smaller. So buoyant force in 5.1 is smaller. Okay. The buoyant force and in 5.2. Okay, you can see kalau dengan 5.1. Okay, semua nampak sini smaller. Okay, kita teruskan. Based on your answer, state relationship between mass of the ship and volume of sea water displaced. Okay, tengok balik jawapan tadi. Mass smaller, volume smaller. Okay, sekarang nak tulis. Jangan guna yang inversely, directly proportional semua tu. Gunakan daripada jawapan atas. Sebab sini ialah based on 9B. So, the smaller mass of sheep volume of, macam saya salin balik saja kan, sebab saya dah tahu smaller. Okay, relate between mass and buoyant force. Okay, go back to the comparison just now. Mass smaller, buoyant force also smaller. Jadi smaller juga. Okay, tulis jawapan. The smaller the smaller force. Salah lah. If you answer it, follow the step carefully, this one you can get full mark easily for question number 5. Because already the answer is already given diagram. Okay. Based on your answer, state physics principle. Archimedes principle. Spelling must be correct. Okay, Archimedes principle. Okay, part A, diagram 9.3 shows a raft used by participant of rafting competition. Okay, packet. Mass of raft 72, average mass of 3 participants 60, calculate volume. Volume of water displaced by the raft and the participant. Okay, so they are floating. Floating. If you mark the force X is the total weight buoyant force. There are only two forces at here, buoyant force of the raft and the total weight of the 3 participants. Okay, so I will use the relationship. Let's say the raft is floating, okay, at certain depth. Floating pada point di situ, maksudnya dia float at rest lah, let's say. Okay, so for the vertical forces are balanced. Okay, kalau tak balance ni, raft ni mungkin dah tenggelam. Okay, jadi forces dia balance, vertical forces are balanced, so we get buoyant force equals to total weight of the person and raft. So means total mass times G. Buoyant force formula rho Vg. So you can see I can cancel G actually. V is volume of water displaced. Okay, so volume of water displaced equals to total mass divided by density. Okay, ini saya ringkaskan lah. So I write it here. So volume equals to total mass is 72 plus ini average untuk 3 orang, so you answer. Okay. Okay, so you will get the answer equals to 0.252 meter cube. Okay, boleh ke? Kalau ada masalah boleh tanya. Ini maksudnya kena faham konsep. Kena faham konsep. Okay, kalau you nak calculate satu-satu pun boleh. Total weight you calculate, multiply dah dengan G. Ini pun you multiply dengan G pun tak ada masalah. Okay, you boleh calculate juga volume of liquid displaced or water displaced. Okay, number 6. Diagram 6.1, 6.2 show two arrangement of apparatus to study interference. Tadi saya ada mention interference. Two coherent wave, two speakers. What is meant by coherent wave? Okay, coherent wave means wave with same frequency. Coherent sources. Kalau coherent sources, jawapan you about sources lah. Ini wave, so saya tulis wave lah. Same frequency and constant phase difference. Kalau tulis same frequency sahaja pun saya sudah boleh dah. Explain how loud sound and soft sound occurs. Ini interference of sound wave. Sound wave. Ini loud. Ini soft. Soft. Okay. Distance between two consecutive loud sound. Ini ialah X. Ataupun between two consecutive soft sound, ini juga X. Same distance. Separation between the two speakers, ini A. Distance between speakers and line where X is measured is D. Jadi formula interference, X ialah wavelength of sound. So dalam case ni you boleh nampak the difference in A, same D, so it produce different length of X. Okay, nampak soalan. Okay, explain how to produce a soft sound and loud sound. So loud sound is produced by constructive interference okay, okay, compare distance between two loudspeaker A. Boleh nampak tadi A dia ini diagram ni lebih pendek banding ni, shorter than this one, 6.1. Then X here is longer than X here. Okay, so kita gunakan 6.1. Okay, dia dah define A, so saya gunakan A ya. A in 6.1 is short 6.2. Saya guna simbol sebab dia display this photo. Okay, it's already defined here. Compare distance between two consecutive loud sound X. Okay, X in 6.1 is longer 6.2. Jadi mula 6.1 ini pun 6.1. Okay, relate A and X. Okay, nampak sini. A shorter, X longer. So the shorter the value of X. Okay, jadi sebab itu pentingnya you tulis dengan betul 6.1 dulu, shorter, longer. So sini the shorter the value of A, the longer the value of X. Okay. Okay, part B ya. The distance between two speakers is 6.23 meter. Distance between four consecutive loud sounds produce 3.8 meter. If the sound is detected 10 meter from the speaker, calculate wavelength. Kalau you ada highlight pen tu, you boleh highlight dulu. Okay, distance between two speakers, ini A ya. Distance between four consecutive loud sound. So kita ada loud, 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 loud. Ini 4. Kalau 4, ini X, ini X, ini X. Maksudnya hanya 3X saja. So 3X ini. From speaker, ini D. Wavelength, lambda. Okay, formula. Pergi check list kalau terlupa formula dia. Lambda equals to AX divided by D. Before you substitute, you check the unit. You are very lucky all same unit meter. So A ialah 3, X ialah berapa, you kena calculate dulu 3X 3.8. Dia tekan calculator. So 3.8 divided by 3 divided by D. D berapa? 10. Okay. Calculate for this one, you get 0, ni 3 boleh cancel. So 0.38 meter. Okay. So M salah. Okay. Okay, inu makitoge. Okay. You nak pakai simbol tu actually is not advisable. Boleh guna. Ya, cuma saya risau takut this year dia dah tak accept lah. Okay, jadi boleh guna sebenarnya. Kalau you risau takut dia tak accept, you gunalah perkataan. Okay. Sebab yang tu adalah satu kelonggaran yang diterima. Kelonggaran tu boleh berubah. Better use perkataan. Bukan nak lama je tulis perkataan. Smaller dan frequency of the audio generator is reduced. What will happen to distance between two consecutive loud sound? Frequency reduce. Okay, kalau tengok dalam formula ni, there's no frequency, tak ada frequency, but we have lambda. Frequency and lambda inversely proportional. So if frequency is what happen to X, okay, so X equals to D. Betul tu, Cikgu Alicia. Okay. Okay, lambda sini D dan A tu constant, maksudnya relationship ialah directly proportional. So if frequency decrease, wavelength increase, means X increase. Okay. Ini soalan ialah to X increase. Okay. Okay, jawapan dia increase lah. Okay, number 7. Saya so tired, you can left. Boleh left dan boleh tengok kemudian. Saya akan sambung sampai habis. Okay, number 7. Diagram 7.1 shows light ray pass through a simple prism periscope. Okay, periscope ada dua jenis. Kita ada mirror periscope yang guna plane mirror. So konsep applied kalau guna prism condenser. Okay, ini adalah prism. What is the meaning of critical angle? Okay, contoh kita ada ini glass block, center, ini light coming. Dia along the radius sebab tu dia straight line sini. Okay, let's say from glass to air, dia akan refract away from normal. Maksudnya refract away from normal ke sini lah. Refract away from normal. So for certain angle, suddenly the light ray refract along the boundary. Betul-betul dekat boundary. So angle dia di sini 90. Dan dia sudah jadi 90. So this angle I is known as critical angle. Okay, kita panggil dia critical angle sebab so actually maximum angle of refraction ialah 90. Kalau you increase lagi size of angle of incidence, dia akan turun lebih jauh, dia bukan lagi refraction, same medium glass. Sebab itu ini panggil critical, maksudnya selepas sahaja angle critical angle ni dia sudah tak ada lagi refraction. Yeah, that's why we call it critical. Macam telur hujung tanduk nak jatuh. Dan angle of incidence that produce 90 degrees. Angle of incidence, we call it critical. Okay, ini ramai yang suka satu internal reflection, light mesti pass through. And then the second refraction itu baru berlaku total internal reflection. So you kena lukis dia macam ni. Di sini. Lukis semua square untuk, ada yang lukis di sini. Salah, mesti di sini. Maksudnya light itu masuk dulu. Dia masuk dulu. Okay, macam tu. Okay, sama juga di sini. Dia masuk dulu. So ini dia punya prism. Okay, prism dia macam tu. Kalau mirror punya lain sikit. Mirror dia apply konsep yang berbeza konsep yang berbeza. Sebab ada juga soalan saya jumpa ialah menggunakan mirror tunjuk sikit. Okay, kalau mirror dia apply reflection. Maksudnya light itu terus touch dia punya surface saja, surface of mirror. Jadi you kena letak mirror di sini. Okay, lagi satu, light dia pergi sini and then dia terus reflect. Ini kalau mirror, kita kena letak sini. Okay. Okay, calculate critical angle of prism given refractive index and 1/, sin critical angle. So sin C equals to 1/n. N dia ada bagi sini 1/1. Arc sin arc sine 1/1.51, you will get 41.47 degrees. Okay, so itu value untuk critical angle. Okay, next. Table shows properties or characteristic of three cross prisms. Sini kita ada prism P, Q and R. Suitable characteristic of glass prism to be used as a reflector inside the periscope. Kenapa dia sebut reflector? Sebab konsep ialah total internal reflection. And remember, just now already calculated critical angle 41.47. So means if you want the total internal reflection to occur, angle I must always greater than C. Okay, let's say you look at P. Kalau P, adakah boleh berlaku total internal reflection? You boleh try and error. So angle sini ialah 30, boleh berlaku. 45, okay, more than 5. So ini juga. Okay, pun R. Okay, so refractive index kita pilih yang total internal reflection easy to occur. Contohnya kalau 30 sini, kita nak ini pun boleh berlaku. Maksudnya critical angle dia mesti lebih kecil daripada 30. Contoh. Okay. So means refractive index dengan critical angle, formula tadi. Okay. Kalau you nak critical angle dia kecil, maksud X. Okay. Jadi antara Q dengan R, saya akan pilih R lah. Jadi saya akan jawab berdasarkan R. Okay. So angle of prism must be 45 degrees prism. Atau 45, 90, 45 degrees prism. Okay, apa reason? To produce total internal. Okay, refractive index must be high. Don't write 1.6. Jangan tu, index must be high. High refractive index. Reason smaller critical angle and easily occur. Okay, maksudnya total internal reflection, dia punya critical angle 24 degree saja. So means kalau angle of incident 20 internal reflection. Okay, so we use high refractive index. Okay, which one is suitable? Which one prism? R. Okay, kita dah pilih dari awal. Okay, biasanya kita buat pilihan dulu dan kita jawab based on our choice. Okay. Okay, number 8. Diagram 8.1 shows process of nuclear reaction that takes place in nuclear reactor. Okay. Okay, nampak? Uranium-235 bombard with slow moving neutron to become unstable nucleus, uranium-236. And then the uranium-236 split to two lighter nuclei, Krypton and barium. At the same time, release 3 neutrons. So type of nuclear reaction is nuclear fission. Pembelahan, sebab dia sudah split jadi dua. Okay, nukleus yang lebih ringan. Nuclear fission. Write nuclear reaction equation that occur in diagram 8.1. Okay, so you salin balik dia punya tu index notation itu atomic notation tu 1 0 neutron, 2 3 5 92 become 2 3 6. Kalau you tak nak tulis ni pun tak apa yang tepi ni. Okay, so you dapat ialah 92 36 krypton plus barium 14156 barium plus 3 neutron. Okay, ini kalau you tak nak. Okay, based on information below and nuclear reaction equation, calculate nuclear energy release in unit of joule. Okay, already given the mass before and mass after. Formula, Einstein formula, E equals to mc squared. C ialah speed of light, boleh formula. Okay, M ialah mass defect. Macam mana you kira M? You take total mass before 26.0529, jangan round off 0.8. Akan dapat mass defect you get in. Ya, saya memang kurang sihat. Thank you. Okay. So you will get in 0.18606 U atau EMU. This one you kena convert to kilogram. So 0.18606 U multiply ini 1.627. So you akan dapat dalam kilogram. You can get the answer in kilogram. Okay. And then you substitute mc squared. The mass in kilogram multiply. Okay, any careless mistake selalu buat, jadi be careful. Okay, ada square kat situ. So the total will become 2.7797 10 to the power of negative 11. Okay, kalau di sini you nak rounding boleh. three significant figures atau 2P4 standard. Diagram 8.2 show nuclear reactor uses nuclear reaction to generate nuclear energy. Okay, kena faham. Okay, apa komponen-komponen utama. Kita ada control rod. Ini control rod untuk apa? To control fission process. If not, it become chain reaction, which is very dangerous. Moderator to slow down the fast moving neutron, because for the fission process, it requires slow moving neutron. Uranium is the source of nucleus, radioactive nucleus. Cooling purpose. Concrete shield to prevent the any radiation to loss to surrounding. Okay, steel sini. Okay. Adalah banyak turbine to generate electricity Okay, nuclear reaction needs to be controlled in order to avoid excessive energy produced. Based on following aspect, give suggestion to enable reactor nuclear to generate energy safely. First, about moderator. Moderator normally used is graphite moderator. Ini you kena ada knowledge tentang nuclear reactor. Reactor lah, kalau tak, tak boleh tulis je. So, most clarified. So, you bombard uranium nucleus for the fission process. Okay. The control rod, we can use a boron or cadmium. Okay, apa guna control rod? To absorb excess neutron. You imagine kalau one fission dia dah pergi bombard 3 nucleus uranium. Okay. So maksudnya proses ni become uncontrolled. What we do is we have 3 neutrons process. So we can control amount on ataupun cadmium control rod. Okay, so for section A we have done. It's already 11 something, sudah 1 jam setengah. Tapi saya nak habiskan juga. Okay, as I said before, if you feel tired, you can left now. Okay, you can continue to watch it later because this is in YouTube channel. Okay, so section B, essay part. Okay, diagram 9.1 is number 9. So you can see number 9 topik apa ni? Tadi ramai yang sebut ialah tajuk heat. Okay. Air from the land to the sea at night. Okay. Land to sea kita panggil apa? Land breeze lah. Okay, at night time. Land kita panggil sea breeze because sea to land. What is the meaning of specific heat capacity? Okay. Amount of heat to increase temperature of 1 by 1 spacing of land breeze. You boleh guna point form, no problem. First, we can explain about concept of specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity of land is smaller than okay. At night time, nighttime is the cooling process. As we know, lower or smaller specific heat capacity heats up and cools down faster. Kalau specific heat capacity kecil, cepat panas, cepat sejuk. Okay, the land cools down faster. Seawater is still warmer at night. So what happened? Still hot atau warm, warm air ataupun hot air pun boleh ya. Hot air above the seawater rises up so when rises up above the seawater, it create a low pressure region. Ini konsep, kalau you nak tulis pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Create low pressure region. The cold end blows to the sea. Or we can say land breeze. Okay. Boleh. Specific heat capacity of land is smaller than seawater. At night time, land cools down fast in low pressure region. Thus, the cool air from the land blows to the sea. Land breeze of land. Okay, 4 marks. 4 markah. Okay, diagram 9.2 ini ya. There's a man, delivery man, panda man. Carrying a food storage bag. Ini macam soalan yang kita tengok yang popular tadi kan. Okay. Okay, the food will be stored in the bag while delivering it to the customer. Ini about food storage bag. Okay, specification for the 4 types of food bags PQRS can be used by delivery man. You nampak sini food container dia PQRS. Okay, so apa purpose untuk the bag? Okay, apa purpose bag itu? Kita baca sampai habis soalan. The food delivery man asked your opinion for specification for most suitable bag to deliver food was still hot. Means to keep the food warm or hot. Okay, so which one is better? So let's go through the characteristic. Okay, size of bag. Which one is better? Is better big. Okay, kalau kecil, delivery man tu kena pergi berbanyak kali lah, ulang alik kedai nak hantar. So we use the one which is big, so that can store more food inside. Inner material of the bag. Inner material to keep the food warm to reflect the heat back to the food, we choose aluminium foil instead of polystyrene. Polystyrene tak mau. Okay, material of the bag is a heat insulator, so we choose plastic or PVC. Specific heat capacity of the bag. High. Sorry. Okay, the most tick here. Mana paling banyak tick? Ialah S. So saya hanya akan explain semua properties untuk S. Maksudnya size of bag is big, inner material is aluminium foil, outer material is PVC, specific heat capacity higher. Saya akan pilih S. Okay, table. Characteristic or specification. Okay, buat table. Reason. Apa reason? You pilih tu. Okay, first ada 3 karakteristik. Sorry, ada 4. First is about size of bag. Maksudnya bigger, reason at one go. Sekali pergi boleh bawa banyak dah makanan. Okay, inner material. Material. Okay, reason to reflect. Sebab dia shiny, aluminium ni dia shining sikit. Okay, dia akan reflect to the food. To keep warm, to keep it. Dia reflect balik. Heat released by food and then reflect by the inner material. So the food will absorb back the heat release. Okay, so it will maintain the temperature inside at high temperature. Okay, the outer layer is PVC. Apa reason? It is banyak reason boleh guna. Adalah heat insulator to surround, ataupun material ini adalah lighter, pun boleh guna stainless steel. Tak ada orang guna stainless steel kan, biasanya dia lebih ringan. And then high specific heat capacity of the bag. Okay. So the bag is not hot. very hot. Tu still boiling 100 degree Celsius, put je panas. Baik kat luar tu tak rasa panas. Jadi boleh pegang, boleh letak dengan baik. Senang nak handle lah. Okay, apa dia punya conclusion? Tadi dah pilih kan? S is chosen or most suitable because. Okay, salin balik yang left 10 markah. Okay, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 10. Okay, ini soalan untuk section B untuk nombor 9 Reason kena tulis mula di sini Tulis mula, salin je balik. Okay, biasanya akan ada soalan calculation. Solid substance X with mass of 50 gram heated using immersion heater, power. Ini kalau tak silap saya ada bincang ini dalam soalan Johor paper 2. Okay, kalau siapa yang nak lihat balik boleh lihat semula. Okay, solid substance mass 50 gram. Melting point of X. Melting point of X. Okay, state of phase. State of matter. Ini solid. Ini ialah solid plus liquid. Ini ialah liquid. So means from 30 to 7. So heat still absorbed. Nampak ada garisnya bergerak kan? Or to weaken the bond between the molecules of solid so that solid change to liquid. So ini panggil melting point. Okay, melting point apa temperature? Baca terus sini. 78. Jangan tulis jawapan dekat soalan. Tulis di dalam kertas yang diberikan. Saya nak tulis sebab senang nak refer. Specific heat capacity of substance in liquid state. Liquid state di sini tadi. So you akan calculate di bahagian sini. Ada change in temperature. So formula ialah heat supplied by heater equals to heat absorbed by liquid. Okay. Power ialah 0.1 kilowatt kena tukar ke watt multiply 1000. Time dia berapa? You tengok sini time dia. .6 to 4.8. So time dia berapa? 1.2 minit. Satu 1.2 minit. Okay. Jadi time dia ialah 1.2 tukar second. Equals to, ini space tak cukup. Saya tulis. C, change in temperature berapa? 2. Okay. So you boleh cari. Okay, 102.85 joule kg negative 1 specific heat capacity You boleh check calculation. Okay, part 3 specific latent heat of fusion. Ini berlaku masa melting melting. Kita tengok balik. Melting di mana? Sini. So saya akan calculate dari sini ke sini. Formula ialah ml sebab constant temperature. Power supplied by heater PT equals to MLF. Fusion specific latent heat of fusion. Power supply 0.1 times 1000, so it's 100. Time of heating 2.6. 2.6 minutes convert to second. Mass 0.05. LF. So you carikan LF. You akan dapat jauh kg negative 1. Unit tak sama Okay, sebab ini fusion dia tak ada temperature sebab constant temperature. Ini special, unit not the same different unit. Okay, this is number 10. Okay, 10.1 shows bulb P with power rating 6 volt 18 volt. Power rating, faham maksud power rating? When the bulb is connected to 6 volt, it will consume 18 joule of energy per second. Okay. What is the meaning of it? Saya tuliskan. The bulb to voltage six volt the bulb will consume 8 in 1 second or per second. Jadi kena mention voltage, okay? B, two identical bulbs PQ connected in a circuit as shows in diagram 10.2. Okay, nampak sini. Identical. Faham maksud identical? Maksudnya resistance dia sama. Same resistance. If another identical bulb connect to XY, explain what happens to the reading of ammeter and voltmeter. Reading of voltmeter is across P. Okay. Initially, if you don't connect XY, maksudnya sini tak ada apa, hanya connecting wire, voltage across P is equals to total voltage supply. Okay. But if suddenly you add one more bulb here, the effective resistance of the circuit already changed. Means there must be change in voltmeter reading and ammeter reading. Okay. 4 marks. Okay. This one connect in series. If you add another resistor in series, it will cause the effective resistance for the whole circuit to increase. Because series kita plus saja kan, jadi dia punya effective resistance akan increase. Okay. So what happens? Effective resistance. What happens next? The total current will decrease. Okay, total current in the circuit will decrease. Okay. Ammeter reading resistors. What happened to the voltmeter reading? The voltmeter reading also decreased the total voltage supplied between parallel across. Okay. So you boleh guna your own words lah. Series, effective resistance for the decrease. So when total current decrease, current that flows through the parallel part also decrease. The voltmeter reading decreased because total voltage now divided between the parallel part and bulb across XY. It becomes potential divider. Okay. Contoh kalau ini belum ada tadi, kalau ini 6, ini akan ambil 6. Tapi kalau ini sudah ada, okay, ini ambil, katalah ini ambil 4, ini akan ambil 2. Okay, dia ada sharing. Okay, sharing. Contohlah. Okay, diagram 10.3 shows a circuit consisting of 2 resistors and a bulb. Reading of the ammeter 1.5 ampere when the switch S is off. Okay. Okay, calculate resistance of the bulb. Reading of ammeter and voltmeter when switch S is on. Okay, resistance of the bulb. Dari sini ya. Okay, information yang diberikan ialah when S off, maksudnya open lah. Okay, so kita hanya ada 5 ohm dengan bulb sahaja. Reading of ammeter is 1.5 ampere. So what is resistance for the bulb? Okay, they are in series. Let's say resistance of the bulb is R. Tak tahu apa, so I just put R. 41. Okay, formula V equals to IR. Remember, when you use formula of total voltage, kalau ini total, current mesti total, resistance mesti total. Total resistance maksudnya effective. Okay, so semua yang total punya. Okay, total voltage berapa di? 12. Total current 1.5. Total resistor, kita ada 5 ohm and bulb, jadi 5 plus 5. Okay, sebab switch tadi masih open kan. So selesaikan ini, you akan dapat resistance of the bulb equals to 3 ohm. Ini you selesai sendiri lah ya. Okay, part 2. Okay, reading of ammeter and voltmeter. When on, switch is on. Okay, kalau switch on, kita ada sini dia series and then parallel. And then R pun ada situ, 3 ohm. We try to simplify the circuit first. Simplify dulu. Kita ada ini. And then one more bulb. Sini. Ini untuk the whole circuit tadi. 5 ohm, 10 ohm, 10 ohm, 2 ohm. Okay, saya akan simplify. It become 5 ohm. Ini series 2 ohm. Okay, ni boleh simplify lagi, tapi bahagian parallel you kena calculate. 1 over parallel part, 1 over 5 plus 1 over 20. So it becomes, calculate, try to calculate, you will get parallel part equals to 4 ohm. 4 ohm. Now this one can be simplified lagi. Jadi effective resistance ialah 7 ohm. 7 ohm. Okay, ammeter reading. Ammeter reading is for the total circuit. So total current equals to, so 12 divided by 7. Okay, so you will get ingat total, semua total. Okay, voltmeter reading just across bulb sahaja. Okay, and they are in series connection. So voltage across the bulb, kita guna formula V equals to IR. Okay. Total current flow ialah total current 1.71, resistance 3. So we get 5.13 volt. Current for the whole circuit 1.71 for reading of ammeter. So voltmeter reading 5.13 volt. Okay. Okay. Itu saya harap you all cuba, kena try dulu. Okay, next part ialah part D. This is about hair dryer. Okay, baca sampai habis soalan. To determine the most suitable hair dryer for drying hair quickly and safely. Okay. 4 hair dryers depending on heating element, thickness of wire, power of the fan, and fuse. So dia dah mention sini ada 4 karakteristik. Okay, which one is the most suitable? Heating element mestilah high resistance or high resistivity instead of constant I will choose nichrome. Okay, and then factor at the fact resistance. Instead of using thinner heating element, I will choose thicker one. Thinner saya tak mahu. Sorry. R dengan thickness tadi. Mestilah thinner kan? Ini adalah dah lama ni kan laptop dah. Okay. So kita ambil yang mana? Thicker tak mahu. Okay, now check fan and fan dengan heating element itu kita nak yang arrangement macam mana? Parallel. Okay, dia tak ada mention parallel ke apa. Okay, fan dia hanya bagi power. Kita nak pilih power yang tinggi atau power yang rendah. Mestilah power tinggi kan? High power. Okay, kita tengok lagi yang mana. Okay, pilih 2 yang tinggi lah. dengan 100. And then the power supply, power supply semua sama. Okay, fuse. Okay, you want to know which one need to use, you kena calculate sikit current dia. Guna formula P equals to IV, I equals to P over V. Okay, you boleh calculate satu-satu kat sini. Okay. Okay, dia hanya ada satu saja power rating. So I ialah 1100 divided by 240. Okay, so power kita current kita dapat ialah 4.8 yang slightly higher than this, maksudnya 5 ampere. So yang kurang saya akan reject. 3 ampere saya reject. Okay, ini pun tak boleh, tinggi sangat. Okay, yang slightly higher than that saja. So nampak di sini hair dryer S, semua tick dia dapat, the most tick. So kita akan pilih S. So kita akan explain guna S sahaja. Okay, characteristic you boleh explain di sini. First one, heating element is made of material of heating element is nichrome. You boleh gunakan high resistivity. Jangan guna yang dia bagi quickly. Okay, can dry quickly, can dry hair quickly. Jangan guna itu, diberikan tak boleh. Okay, thin wire of heating element. Tulis lengkap lah, jangan tiba-tiba satu perkataan je tulis, thin saja. And then atas ni tulis nichrome saja. Saya tak, itu not advisable. Tulis penuh. Okay, wire of heating element high resistance. Reason, okay, produce, okay, high power of fan. Jangan tulis 1000, jangan tulis value. More hot air blown out, dia lebih cepat, lebih banyak. Dia akan dia akan fan keluar, semua hot air tu lebih cepat. Okay, fuse is 5 ampere. Ini you kena explain. Current flow I equals to 1.58 ampere. So the suitable one, boleh bagi reason macam ni. Okay, the fuse slightly higher. Okay, apa reason yang lain you boleh lah bagi reason yang sesuai. Okay, sudah ada. Dan yang mana kita send because apa? Okay, so you will get tengok. Itu saja. Okay. Ini extra question nanti kalau yang cathode and ion. Okay. Diagram shows a wire and coil that are connected to zero-centered galvanometer. Both wire and coil move downward between two magnets opposite polarity. Ini ialah konsep apa ni? Tak ada bateri kan? So electromagnetic induction. Once you move the wire cuts the magnetic field lines of permanent magnet. EMF will be induced in the wire, causes current to flow in the wire. Okay, you see the galvanometer will show. Okay. Definition memang ada, you all tak boleh lari definition. Soalan AC especially. Kalau dia tak minta definition pun, sometimes dia minta you state law, principle. Macam tu. Okay. Define electromagnetic induction. Okay. Apa maksud electromagnetic induction? The production of induced EMF or induced current by cutting off the magnetic flux or by changing in magnetic flux. The production EMF atau induced current changing ataupun yang nak kata the magnetic flux. Magnetic field lines of based on diagram, compare and contrast. Banding dan beza. Maksudnya ada perbezaan, ada persamaan. Compare and contrast apa? Highlight kan yang mana you nak compare. Direction of motion, number of turns of wire, magnitude of deflection. 3 markah di sini. Okay, next part, relate apa? Magnitude of deflection and number of turns. Then make deduction relationship between current and number of turns. Ini lagi 2 point. Okay, kita nak jawab soalan ini. Untuk answer space saya tulis di sini. For B1, okay. Okay, you kena refer balik diagram, diagram di situ. Kalau you compare diagram 11.1, 11.2, both wire move down the same direction. Both wire in 11.1 in the same direction. Dia hanya bintang direction saja, same direction. Number of turns in 11.1. Saya start nak start dengan yang mana? 11.1. Number of turns of wire in 11.1 is smaller than in 0.20. Saya nak start dengan 11.1. 11.1 is smaller than 11. The magnitude of diffraction is also smaller. Okay, kita tengok diagram. We'll check diagram balik. The first part. Okay, second part, relate. Relate apa? Deflection and number of turns. Okay. Okay, number of turns smaller, deflection smaller. So the smaller the number of turns, the smaller. Okay. Okay. Relate between current and number of turns. Okay, current and number of turns. Okay, if smaller diffraction means smaller current. So the smaller the number of turns, saya tulis ringkas the in okay. Okay. Dapat dengar soalannya? Okay, lagi apa dia nak? In physics law involved. So dia tambah satu lagi markah. Okay. So when involve magnitude, tambah sini ya, saya tak cukup space. The law is Faraday law. Bila bincang tentang magnitude, kita bincang tentang Faraday law. Kalau direction, kita bincang tentang Fleming's left hand rule ataupun Lenz law. Okay, tajuk induction. Jadi 6 markah lah di sini ya. Okay, part C. Explain working principle of hand crank generator. Hand crank ni maksudnya you boleh pegang di sini dan you rotatekan dia. Okay. Ini adalah generator sebab tak ada power supply. Application of induction. Okay. Generator produces more direct current. This is DC generator. You nampak commutator. Okay. Suggest modification that can be made to structure the generator to produce high alternating current. State and explain modification wire type of ring. Okay. Using table form. Sama macam tadi. Okay. So you boleh tulis suggestion atau modification. Okay, first you want about the structure. The structure, a DC generator you nak tukar jadi AC. Kalau AC generator, dia boleh guna commutator, dia mesti tukar kepada slip rings. Okay, ini guna untuk DC saja. Kalau you nak convert ke AC, commutator must be replaced by, okay, ataupun you kata replace commutator with slip ring. Okay, apa reason dia? So that alternating current flow in the circuit. Okay, second, use stronger like that. To produce magnetic field. Magnetic. Maksudnya more flux line. Tiga, more number of turns of wire. Produce